Hi, this is Neha,
And this is Atik.
and welcome back to our channel, Life and Books.
Today, we're diving into one of the most thought provoking books of our generation, Homo Deus by Yuval Noah Harari. Harari calls it a brief history of tomorrow, and that honestly feels like what it is, a glimpse into where humanity might be heading.
Absolutely. His earlier book, Sapiens, explored how we became the dominant species on this earth. But Homo Deus takes it a step further. It asks what happens next.
Yeah, and that title says it all. Homo means human, Deus means God. So Harari is basically saying we're turning ourselves into godlike beings, Homo Deus.
Exactly. And he does not mean God in a religious sense, but rather in the sense of having godlike powers to engineer life, extend it, and reprogram it.
Mm. Like controlling evolution itself. Instead of waiting for natural selection, we might start designing ourselves through genetic engineering, AI, and even data science.
And that's the biggest question Harari raises. If human can control everything, our body, our emotions, our intelligence, then what does it mean to be human anymore?
I found that both exciting and scary. He talks about how humanity used to be focused on survival, fighting famine, disease, war. But now we have conquered most of that. So, what's next?
Exactly. Harari says that our next big goals will be immortality, happiness, and divinity.
Hmm,
We will shift from surviving to upgrading.
yeah, he calls them the new human projects. Basically, we want to live forever, always be happy, and become superhumans.
Right. But here is the paradox. As we chase more godlike powers,
Hmm,
we might lose the very qualities that make us human,
hmm,
like empathy, vulnerability, and sense of meaning that comes from limitations.
yeah, that's what struck me the most. He says once algorithms know us better than we know ourselves, they might start making decisions for us.
Yes, that's his idea of dataism. The belief that data and algorithms can process reality better than humans can.
And honestly, we're already halfway there. Like, think about how Netflix thinks and suggests what we should watch.
Mhm.
Spotify curates us music based on what we like. And even Google knows what we want to say before we even finish typing.
Exactly. These are small examples of how data begins to shape our preferences and soon, maybe our entire lives. Harari says that once we give away our authority to algorithms, we might lose the ability to choose for ourselves.
That's the scary part. Like, if an AI knows me better than I know myself, then who's truly in control?
Yes, and that's why he warns us about becoming data worshippers. If we trust data more than our inner wisdom, we may stop being subjects and become objects of someone else's algorithmic experiment.
That's crazy. Because, in a way, humans always wanted to control nature. But now we might lose controls to the very systems we created.
Exactly. That's the irony of Homo Deus. As we try to become gods, we risk becoming irrelevant to our own creation.
He also talks about the idea that consciousness might stop mattering. If AI can do everything smarter and faster, maybe feelings won't be of any value anymore.
Right. For centuries, we believed our consciousness, our ability to feel pain, joy, love, was what made humans unique. But if intelligence can exist without consciousness, like in AI systems, then what happens to our moral framework?
Yeah, I remember Harari asking something like, what will happen to humans when intelligence is detached from consciousness?
Exactly. It's a haunting question because so much of human history has built around emotions, meaning, and storytelling. And yet, our future might be run by AI beings that understand none of those things.
That's so weird to think about. Like, we created stories to give life meaning, and now algorithms are creating stories for us.
Yes, and that's where Harari brings it back to philosophy. He does not predict doom, but he triggers awareness. He says technology is not evil, it's powerful. The question is, what do we want to do with that power?
So, it's not about fearing AI, it's about understanding ourselves before we give away control.
Exactly. We need wisdom that evolves as fast as technology does.
That's what makes Homo Deus so relevant for my generation. I'm growing up in a world where social media, AI, and data decide so much for us. And Harari is saying, be careful what you trade for convenience.
Beautifully put. We often mistake comfort for progress, but real progress means using technology consciously, not blindly.
I love that he doesn't just talk about technology though. He also talks about meaning and happiness. Like, even if we become immortal, what's the point if we don't feel alive?
Exactly. That's one of his most powerful ideas. That even with our all scientific advancements, we still haven't solved the problem of suffering. You can cure disease, but you can't program fulfillment.
So, in a way, Homo Deus isn't about the future of machines, but rather, it's about the future of meaning.
Yes, and that's why he ends with a question, not with an answer. He asks, what will happen to us when we stop being human?
That question stayed with me because we talk so much about AI, but not enough about what kind of humans we want to be in that world.
Exactly. Harari tells us to combine intelligence with compassion, progress, mindfulness, and data with wisdom.
So, if Sapiens was about how we became powerful, then Homo Deus is about how we must learn to use that power responsibly.
Perfect summary. Power without purpose is actually dangerous.
You know what I find interesting, Mom? Harari isn't anti technology
Mhm.
at all. He just wants us to stay awake, to understand what we're building before it defines us.
Exactly. He says that if humans want to play gods, we must also learn godlike wisdom. Otherwise, we will build a future that we don't understand.
That's so relevant right now with AI, genetic modification, even social media algorithms shaping our choices every day.
Yes, and that's why conversation like this matters because future isn't just coming to us. We are actively creating it.
I guess that's the real message of Homo Deus. The story of tomorrow depends on how consciously we live today.
Beautifully said. The gods of future aren't those who control technology. They are those who can use it wisely.
Alright, everyone. That was a wrap on our episode of Homo Deus by Yuval Noah Harari. If this episode has you thinking about the future of humanity or your own digital habits, then Harari has already done his job.
And remember, technology might be getting smarter, but staying human is still the greatest intelligence of all. Until next time, live life with gratitude and keep reading.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Life in Books. We'll see you in the next episode.